Good afternoon, Honorable Chairman, Vice Chairman of the session, delegates. On the onset, I thank INS for giving me this opportunity. They have selected my talk because there was a long queue. The topic today is nuclear for green energy transition. As I discussed in the morning, it's the energy which reflects the overall status, economic status of the country. The country's health on finance is measured by the per capita consumption of the energy. More per capita energy, richer is the country. And as we know, in a closed system, energy is conserved. It's neither created nor destroyed. So it's converted from one form to other form. So when we really use the energy, we are converting from one form to other. And today, its major source is fossil. So during this process, it emits a lot of COX, NOx, SOx, CNGs. So this is where it's creating a problem and creating the challenge for the environment. So as we all know, nuclear is one of the major solutions for this. In India, it is Nuclear Power Corporation. As of now, has been mandated to drive the growth path of nuclear in India, especially the nuclear power. So I'll be discussing on the roadmap what NPCIL is having. Of course, the video which was just shown before this talk has made my job very simpler. So for the sake of repetition, I will skip those so that I'm not repeating those things. So the outline of my talk would be, I'll be discussing about the global trend in energy consumption and emissions, and India's energy priorities, then clean energy transition options, then about NPCIL, the technology evolution, performance, capabilities, and future plans. So if you see the slide, you see this is the trend of energy consumption across the globe. We see during 2012, the total energy consumption was around 520 hexajoule, that is 10 power 18 joule, and it has consistently increased from this value to 604 hexajoule by last year, 2022. Of course, there was a certain dip during 2022. It is because of the pandemic, because most of the economic activities were stopped. But it shows the rising trend. And opposite to this, we can see the emissions are also rising. The total equivalent CO2 emissions has risen from more than 32,000 million tons to 34,000 million tons from 2012 to 2022. Of course, you can see the corresponding dip in 2020 also. If we see the consumption based upon the source, like whether it is in the form of electricity or it is in the form of fuel. So we see that nuclear, hydro, and renewable put together, the contribution is 110 exajoule, and oil, natural gas, and coal, it's around 492 exajoule. So that is 18% is towards the clean sources and 82% from the fossil fuel. So this is the statistics of 2022. This is based upon the reports available by Energy Institute Statistical Review by World Energy 2023. So we can see the main source of emission or the energy consumption is fossil fuel, contributes around 82%. The emissions continues despite all the measures taken since last 1 decade. So, what is the solution? Solution is energy transition from fossil fuel to reduce emissions. This is what we are discussing, and this has been discussed in various COP meetings, and recently in COP28, the pledge has been taken to triple the nuclear electricity by 2050. We see these are the various announcements made by major developed countries like US, European Unions, Japan, South Korea. They have pledged by 2050 they will achieve the target of net zero carbon emission based upon this conditional and unconditional NDCs. China has set a target for 2060, and India, of course, has set a target of 2070. If we go through a report published by UNEP, that is emission gap report, this year, 2023 has been the hottest year, and especially the month of September, where the average global temperature has risen, exceeded its set limit of 1.5 degree centigrade with respect to the pre-industrial era. So it has touched around 1.8. So emissions have started taking big toll. And this is despite all the pledges, all the nationally determined contributions. And now it appears, as per the report, probably if the same condition continues, the global average temperature may go up to 3 degrees. And if we implement all these NDCs, including additional NDCs, probably the temperature can be brought down to 2 degrees centigrade from pre-industrial era. So this is the status of how fast the greenhouse gases are taking toll on the environment. So coming to the scenario, energy consumption scenario in India, this is the graph which shows human index, development index with respect to energy use per capita. So you see the vertical axis is SDI and the horizontal is. So we see from lower human index, human development SDIs, from lower to higher with addition of per capita energy consumption, SDI increases. But after a certain period, around say 0.9%, howsoever energy consumption you increase, HDI remains same. So what is SDI? SDI is basically all those efforts put in to improve the overall standard of living of average human being in the country. So we see, in India, we are at around 0.6%. And our per capita energy consumption is around 25.7 gigajoule, which is 1/3 of world average. So India has huge potential to reach to 0.9, still with marginal increase of energy consumption, we can reach that position. So there is a huge requirement for energy, and there is a contradictory requirement of reducing the carbon emission also. So this is a big challenge. So these are the priorities. We have to go for development activities to elevate the poverty and improving standard of human living, and have to increase the per capita energy consumption, providing higher affordable energy access to the last person. So it calls for transition to clean sources of energy. So if we compare the various sources in terms of release of emissions, most of you know all, but just to recapitulate, we see it's the coal which emits maximum carbon, that is 820 gram carbon dioxide emission per kilowatt hour, that is in terms of electricity generated. And nuclear is almost at par with the best, cleanest, greenest source of electricity, that is wind. And even solar compares much higher than nuclear. So nuclear is definitely going to be a major solution for this. As far as electricity is concerned, I am talking only about the part of energy consumption which comes from electricity. So there is another major part, that is energy in other forms. So to bridge the gap of Human Development Index from 0.6 to 0.9, what are the various options in India? How we can increase the per capita energy consumption in India? So the first one is, we'll have to increase the share of electricity out of the total energy basket. It's around 18 to 20% in India today. So we have to increase. As many countries, it's varying from country to country. There are targets where from existing limit they want to increase to just to double this by 2050. So there is a need to increase installation of electrical power in the country. And then transition to these sources from the existing sources to renewable ones, including hydro, nuclear. And because we have to cater to the base load requirement of the country, so there is a requirement of having thermal power stations along with nuclear. So we just cannot avoid thermal. So better technologies, clean technologies like CCUS has to be taken, and this is what is being done in the country. Nuclear being the mature technology, as far as technology is concerned, I think there is no doubt whatsoever across the globe. There are technologies, very capable, mature technologies. So we have to pursue that. That is the clean source of electricity. And we'll see that nuclear power has huge potential to provide electricity or energy in long term. Yes. Yeah. As we have discussed in the video, that it was Dr. Bhabha who has envisioned this three-stage program. So he knew this problem is going to be there, so he has prepared a plan to address the long-term energy security in the country. So in India, we have three-stage energy program. The first one is using the natural uranium available in the country. And this technology is based on pressurized heavy water reactor. Nuclear Power Corporation is mandated to take it further. So we are mostly working in the pressurized heavy water reactor area. In addition to this, we have set up reactors of large capacity with the cooperation of various vendors across the globe, and we have 2 reactors which are operating at 2000 megawatt at Kudamkulam with Russian support. So that is to just add the capacity in the country. And the second stage is gives further security. It uses the depleted uranium which is available in the form of spent fuel from PSWR and plutonium along with thorium. So this will not only generate electricity for a longer period, but also generate fuel for the third stage. That is third stage wherein we will use abundant thorium which is available in the country and using the uranium-33. So this will give us energy security for long, maybe hundreds of years together. So this is unlike other institutions across the globe operating nuclear power, NPCIL is one company which looks after all those facets of nuclear field, right from the selection of site. We in NPCIL do the selection of site. We do designing, we do carry out engineering of all the systems. We construct, of course, by outsourcing the manpower through contract, but it's NPCIL who supervises all the contract management. We commission reactors. We safely operate all those reactors, and quality assurance is part of our organizations. We carry out a lot of renovation and modernization of fleet, like waste management. So NPCIL is sort of a company having many companies into it. It was formed as corporation in 1987. It's fully under the administrative control of Department of Atomic Energy. We have right now 3 technologies, that is PSWR, having different capacities from 220 megawatt, 540 megawatt, and 700 megawatt. We have 2 reactors of boiling water reactor at Tarapur 1 and 2. We are operating pressurized heavy water reactor based upon the VVER technology. We have excellent safety and performance record. This is very, very important in view of large expansion of nuclear power. This is our pan-India presence. Mostly our reactors are located in the western side of the country, and now we have started expanding towards the eastern coast also. We have 23 reactors. The total installed capacity is 7.45 gigawatt, and out of and 19 reactors are under construction right now. Out of these 19 reactors, 6 reactors are in advanced stage of completion, and the first reactor out of that, that is Kakrapara 3, has been commissioned recently. It's operating at 700 megawatt. This is the first indigenous largest PSWR reactor developed by NPCIL, and it's operating very satisfactorily. And the second unit in the series is likely to come very soon, maybe by this month itself. It is expected to go critical. And there are other reactors at Rajasthan, at Kudamkulam, which are relatively in advanced stage of construction. And apart from this, there are 10 reactors which are part of the fleet mode construction. They are at various stages of pre-project activities, and one of the sets of reactor we may commence very soon, where excavation is nearly over. We are expecting to start that reactor maybe first half of next year. There are 4 reactors of 1000 megawatt PWR, BVR at Kudamkulam, which are under different stages of construction. This way, we will be adding nearly around 15 gigawatt by 2030, and that will take our overall installed capacity from 7 gigawatt to around 22 gigawatt. And the various activities are on for this. In addition to this, we have some areas, land parcels already approved by Government of India for future reactors. Maybe we'll go for large nuclear powers of say around 10 gigawatt at one place. So this shows how the technology evolution took place in Nuclear Power Corporation. We started 2 reactors of 200 megawatt at Rajasthan 1 and 2, of course with the collaboration of Canada, and thereafter we indigenized these reactors in the form of MAPS1, that is Madras Atomic Power Station, and a lot of standardization was done in case of Narora 1 and 2, and then Kakrapara 1 and 2, Rajasthan 3 and 4, Kaiga 1 and 2. It's a standardized reactor, and the reactors of this capacity at Kaiga, that is Kaiga 3 and 4 and Rajasthan 5, 6, they are the perfect model of small reactors generating more than 230 megawatt. They are clocking around 235, 238, 239 megawatt and operating continuously for a long period. So this is the mature technology in 220 megawatt. And thereafter, in the year 2005 and 6, 2 reactors of 500 megawatt, 540 megawatt were launched, were commissioned, and they were upscaled and upgraded version of 220 megawatt. They are operating very satisfactorily. And now the fleet of 16 reactors of 700 megawatt, which are in various stages of implementation. The first reactor is already operating. If we see the containment is very important in case of any reactor. So we have graduated from RAPS 1 and 2 to KAPS 3 and 4, which is the latest reactor where we have double dome, double concrete dome, and the inner dome is lined with 6 mm steel liner. So that ensures the leak tightness of the reactor building. We have implemented various systems into this, and that is why we could reduce the exclusion zone of 1.5 kilometer from the center of the reactor to 1 kilometer in case of 700 megawatt. Though the reactor size is large, but we could reduce, and we are working on to reduce this distance further so that the issues related with land acquisition can be resolved to some extent. Coming to the Indian 700 megawatt PSWR, it's probably one of the best reactor of this technology in the world. And the core damage frequency for internal events at full power, you can see it's 4.17, 10 to power minus 8 per reactor per year. So the regions, we have incorporated the steel liner into this. We have very advanced reactor shutdown systems. We have 2 trains of emergency core cooling systems. We have containment spray system like this. There are various modifications have been brought into this. We have passive heat removal system. So in case of SBO, the cooling of the reactor is taken care. So this reactor has been designed in such a way, in case of any accident, it addresses the design extension conditions also. So no evacuation is required in this type of reactor. It has been designed in such a way. And if we see the completion cost of this first set of reactor, it's $1.9 million per megawatt. This is the installed capacity. And I suppose it is the cheapest reactor in the world. These are the photographs of 7 sites where our 23 reactors are located, and the total installed capacity is 7.48 gigawatt. Though the installed capacity is much lower, but in terms of number of reactors, we can see our experience, our expertise in handling reactors. So with the augmentation of the reactor in next 8 to 10 years time, this experience definitely is going to help us. Nuclear safety is a very important aspect, and this is the reason why there is a public perception. As far as our country is concerned, I definitely can say we have excellent safety records. There has not been any significant release beyond the permissible limit through these reactors in the last 54 years of operation. and we have attained an experience of 603 reactor years of operation. If we see the background radiation dose in terms of microsievert, it's in India it's 2,400, and regulators have put the target of 1,000 microsievert, but we can see the emissions from our releases from our reactors. It's a fraction. At times, it's a fraction of 1. So that shows the sound design, sound construction direction, and very safe operation of these reactors. Of course, we have been affected by external, the accident took place elsewhere, but we were not the reason for putting the brake on the nuclear power program elsewhere. And accordingly, in 2001-2, OSAT mission by IEA visited one of our plant at Rajasthan, Unit 3 and 4, and this is the impression they have given. Open communication, enthusiasm, motivation, and sense of ownership were observed at all levels during the OSAT mission. These attributes have cultivated an environment of strong safety culture of RAPS 3 and 4. So this is the impression given by our IAE. These are some of the landmark achievements in nuclear power operation in the country. 2 of our oldest reactors, Tarapur 1 and 2, based upon BWR technologies, commissioned in 1969, have been operating for more than past 50 years. And these reactors are under renovation and modernization today, and we are expecting these reactors to come online again by middle of next year, and expect them to operate for few more years. As has been informed through video, one of our reactors, that is Kaiga 1, has made world record of 962 days. Most of us know about this. And we have been operating our reactors more than 1 year on 45 times. And that is why consistently for last 3 to 4 years, our average capacity factor at corporate level is around 85, 86, 87. Even we have touched 87 also. So this is a major contribution to the nation as 24/7 power in the form of, in the cleanest form. Coming to the construction where I just talked about, we have 12 reactors, or 11 reactors to be precise, under construction right now. So that shows the capability in the country, capability in Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited. We can handle 11, 12 reactors at a time. And these reactors are, it's not just started, these are at various stages of completion. We have been able to complete construction of reactors in less than 5 years. Of course, recently we have taken a very long time, but we have that capability is there in the corporation. We have been like Tarapur 3 and 4, Kaiga 3, 4, even Rajasthan 5 and 6. We could complete these reactors in less than 5 years. So right now, these are the photographs where reactors are going on at different stages. And we are expecting now onwards, every year we will be commissioning one reactor of at least 700 megawatt, and maybe at later stage, maybe more than this. And maybe the expectation which was shown in COP28. So NPCIL and India is trying to contribute maximally to achieve the target set by COP. Now it's not only the capacity addition. It's equally important to maintain our reactors, since we deal with pressurized heavy water type of reactors, wherein there is a requirement of replacement of coolant channels, after every 15 to 20 years time. So when we started, it was sort of first of a kind job. And now NPCIL has the expertise, the maturity which we have achieved. So we have carried out 7 such en masse coolant channel replacement. The 8th one is in progress right now in Rajasthan 3. And I'm very happy to share with you that our Rajasthan 3 team has broken all the previous records in completing the various activities, despite of all the challenges. And now there would be many reactors. Now we have in fact taken it in a big way in terms of procurement of those components. So, and apart from this, we are taking en masse feeder replacement also. So this also you can see the 6 such events we have already completed, and 7th one is in progress. So if we see the average cost incurred by us during this coolant channel and feeder replacement job, so it has been roughly around 40 million USD per dollar. I understand it is probably the cheapest one. And within the shortest period, maybe we are taking around 18 months time to achieve this thing. It's not only the renovation and modernization in the PSWR, elsewhere also, in say Tarapur 1 and 2, the life extension program has been carried out for reactor pressure vessel, and the results are very, very satisfactory, and we have all those technologies available now. We have been able to replace hairpins of Rajasthan 2, MAPS 2. So this is done in bulk now. So we have that expertise available now. In addition to this, we have been able to carry out some repair work in RAPS 1. Of course, it was done long back, and repair of end shield of RAPS 1. And likewise, there are many such innovations, repair jobs have been done by our own team at a minimal cost. That means we have developed that capability, and without having extra exposure to the people working into this, so that that expertise is now available not only with NPCIL, it is available in the industry also. So this, and with minimum cost. This is all possible by having a strong, skilled, qualified manpower in NPCIL. It's not developed overnight, it's not developed today. It's effort put in by our leaders some 30-40 years back, and today whatever I am speaking, I am boasting, it is the efforts put in by our elders into this. So we have various nuclear training centers, around 7 of them, 8 station training centers, where the capacity is to train 400 engineers a month, a year, 400 supervisors, that is middle level management, and 400 technicians. So, and because we are in expansion mode, so every year we are now recruiting around 300 engineers, apart from supervisors and technicians, and this year we are recruiting around 425 engineers. So that is the capacity available with us. And there is well-structured program of induction and how to recruit these people. There are modules of various training. We do the forecasting and accordingly hire the manpower. Our selection process is very simple. We take the best talent available in the country. We shortlist them based upon their GATE score, which is conducted by one of the IITs. And based upon the shortlisting, then we conduct interview, and we don't compromise onto this. We are getting the best lot, And of course, there is attrition because expansion is taking place elsewhere also. But we do get the best talent available in the country. So we have huge pool of manpower resource. And we have full-fledged quality management system, knowledge management system, which is part of Directorate of HR. And they prepare all those modules for training, induction, succession planning. Today, it's around 800 qualified technical manpower available with NPCIL. And of course, we are making up the retirement and taking care of the addition in coming years. So coming to nuclear safety. Nuclear safety, as we know, being part of the nuclear industry, it has to be our topmost priority, and we in NPCIL also, safety is first. We cannot compromise on safety. We don't prioritize profit maximization over safety. So, so our record shows this. So, but how do we ensure the safety? So it's the quality assurance. So quality assurance is one of the major vertical in NPCIL, and it is functionally independent of line functions, and the head quality assurance reports directly to the CEO of the company. And we have this quality assurance philosophy right from selection of site through various surveillance checks, various quality assurance plans, to procurement, manufacturing, construction, commissioning, and operation and maintenance. That is why at times agencies who are new to the nuclear sector find it difficult to deal with NPCIL because we don't compromise. And once they understand the importance and they come forward and basically take this lesson from us, and I have seen there have been huge benefit to them, and they are able to manufacture equipment well, and they are breaking their own targets in terms of manufacturing time, and of course with minimum cost. And developing new vendors is also equally important. When we go for the huge expansion plan, so we should have multiple agencies available in the country. And today, I definitely can assure you, India, if you really go into depth, India is maybe one of the hub for manufacturing, and you can source all your material of different technologies from India, and we have the capability available in the industry. And probably that would reduce the overall capital cost of the projects elsewhere. It's done by the very active support of my company and at the same time the Department of Atomic Energy. We go for hand-holding, and we are part of development of certain equipment, component, and then place orders onto them so that we get the requisite quality. We outsource our quality assurance services also, and we do get some revenue out of this also. Coming to financial performance of the company, it's a profit-making company, and we are paying good dividend to Government of India, and net worth of our company is around 6.3 billion USD, and it's continuously growing. Our bonds are AAA rated, and because we are in huge expansion mode, so we are able to mobilize financial resources from the market at reasonably good interest rates. Our overall pool tariff at the corporate level is ₹3.52. Of course, new builds are slightly expensive, but it's very, very competitive, and we feel that requirement during summers when there is peak demand, then there are requests from various distribution companies not to take any shutdown during that period. With the expertise available, we'll be around contributing around 15 gigawatt in next 9 years, and our mainstay will remain 700 megawatt, and because that is probably the optimum size of PSWR, and we as of now don't want to make any changes into this, and we just want to continue this series without making any changes whatsoever. And of course, we will be taking light water reactors or large capacities also, because in India it's the requirement of nuclear power addition through large reactors, because our peak load is huge. So we will have a combination of large reactors and small modular reactors. Small modular reactor can have some specific opportunities, especially in terms of reduction of energy, decarbonize the energy sector, and large reactor for capacity addition from nuclear source. Based upon this experience, we are open to work on the area of small modular reactors also. Our expertise is available. If, of course, our basket today is full, but still we are open to have some discussion on SMRs. To address the energy requirement, as I told in the beginning, probably green hydrogen may be one of the solutions, so we can play a role there also. In sectors like steel, where they are trying their level best to make their steel competitive in the market. So probably decarbonizing steel, the small reactors of what we have today, 220 megawatt, would be the ideal solution. So maybe there is an opportunity to have some discussion on 220 megawatt. And of course, with the vast experience in our various first-of-kind services like coolant channel replacement or NMOS coolant feeder replacement and various other modifications done in various reactors. So probably that expertise is also subject to discussion, and this is the opportunity available. In addition to this, we want to leverage the strength available in the market. So we may go for various joint ventures, both public sectors and private sectors, and so that, but as told in the beginning, probably nuclear safety is very important, so probably NPCIL may have to take the lead role in owning the facility, design supervision and operation and maintenance, but attracting resources from market. So, so our advantage is comprehensive capability in nuclear power and associated fuel cycle. We have closed fuel cycle. We do not have any waste. So whatever fuel we are using and the output of that fuel in the form of spent fuel is again reused, can be reused. Large base of scientific and technical manpower, as I told. Expertise in multiple reactor technologies, training and licensing capabilities. We do have cost advantage. As I told, 700 megawatt, we have the just completed cost is 1.9 million USD per megawatt. This EMCCR, EMFR, this is one area where we can work. Can provide nuclear services, and India can be a global manufacturing hub for all types of reactors. We have all those capabilities. There is a need to have synergy among all the partners across the globe. There is a need to have the positive impact in the public at large, because without public acceptability, though we have huge plans, but tripling the current installed capacity in nuclear Yes, it's a good target, but implementation is the problem. So we have to address various issues, right from the public perception to land to the capital. It needs, any new technology needs huge capital. So there is a need to replace the fossil fuel with nuclear, both electricity and energy, but there is a need to have a single word, common word, so that there is general acceptability in the public and in the decision makers also. Thank you very much.